Hygger's done it with the titanium tube heater. This is going to be good. Okay, so what makes this better than any other heater? Well, titanium I used to use many years ago in marine aquaria, and they're indestructible. I found it just lasted forever. The only downfall I can think of is they do sometimes have an external probe. So Hygger is doing this. Now they're normally very expensive, but this, well packaged as well, is a very good value. Okay, I like the external. There you go, there's the probe. Good to see it's made out of plastic. The Inkbird system that I used to have, but this was metal, it used to rust. And it's quite a big unit. I should have gone for the smaller unit, but this is what you get. Let's take it out of the bag. So this can go anywhere in the tank, and obviously this is what you set it by. It looks very simple to me straight away. I'm not even going to look at it. And there's your probe. So you do have a lot of wires involved. So let's take the probe out first. Put that in there. Nice long, about 1 meter long on that. So that goes anywhere in the tank. I would advise putting it into the other corner, so you can have this. I normally put these just slightly at an angle. You don't need them massively because this is the probe. You can put them anywhere really. And then what you do is you have the flow around it. So have the filter or whatever next to it, and that'll just carry the heat away into the tank. And put this the other side. It comes with a little sucker on there as well. So let's get this unraveled a bit. There you go, that's a little sucker, so that'll hold it all in place, which is a good little idea. This is going to go on the outside of your tank. And let's have a look. Yeah, this is the 100 watt. I should have gone for the 50 watt really, but hey ho. And there's lots of cable for that, so you know you can plug it in anywhere you want really. It's going to have enough cable to get there. Let's take all these things off. I like these things, good for cable management in computers and stuff, but there you go. Yeah, that's good. A nice long thing there. And that's the control unit. So I'll show you it set up prior to this, and I'll show you the operation of this as well, because obviously we want to get that on record. And this will be going into the Fluval Flex, purely based on the fact, I would have thought there would have been something to hold that on. Let's have a look. One moment, please. Okay, so I was hoping that this was actually I think, yeah, there it is. So you can actually screw that on like that, which is a good little thing. I'm assuming that this is just a LED screen, but yeah, so I think this is solid. And of course it's not going to have all the twiddly bits, so you never have to go in, put your hands in the water again, which is obviously a good thing. Okay, well, you know, these cables are gorgeous. They're so thick and well made. Do you know, Hygger's really pushing the boat out when they come to this. And let me tell you that, I've got to tell you this, so D&D, which is a company I used to use a lot, the same system, or very close system, you have to buy this separately. You don't get the heater and the unit. This came separate to this, all right? And it was £99, okay, sterling, that's UK. This was less than half than that. Less than half. So, you know, when you're looking at these prices nowadays, you know, and they're more efficient, these, because they don't have all the sensors and everything in there. It's in a probe elsewhere, and it's going to be a bit more accurate, because a lot of people I've seen put the heater straight up in the tank, so that's the surface, and they got it up like that, and well, the heat rises, so it doesn't give you an accurate thing. But with this, the probe's the other side. So okay, let's get it wet and let's see how it works. Okay, so I've got it in there. Did have one problem. That little sucker doesn't suck, so I'll just put it around there for the minute. I'll show you the operation first. I think that's more important. So that's the unit. So 3, 2, 1, let's turn it on. Bosh. Okay, so it's set at 30. We don't want 30, but it's going to show you the temperature first. So that water is at 25 degrees and it's heating. That's why it's red. Okay, all you do is press. So we're going to go down, we'll say 24, and I'll show you what it looks like. Set again. It's now cooling because it's obviously warmer. When I tested this, it warmed up the water in just under 20 minutes, and that was from cold. It was only 14 degrees according to the meat thermometer I have, so that's quite good. So I want to reset it again. So we got a 26 set. It's now warming. And that's it, really. It looks, the actual quality of this is fantastic. Yes, you do have more cables in it, but once you put that into a tank, I mean, it looks a bit messy here because obviously of the way I've got it set up. And that sucker, that's annoying because that means I'm going to have to put it somewhere in the tank. I would put it lower in the tank rather than higher. But that's working, that's working. Now, safety. When you turn off a heater, you must leave it in the tank for 15 minutes minimum with any heater. Okay, because it expects there to be a cooling element around it. Think of the water as a heat sink where it's drawing all the heat out. Yeah, if you don't have that, the heat goes back into the unit, which can make them faulty. But as you can see, I'm liking this a lot. Okay, I think we should do the pros and cons because there's something to discuss. Okay, so that's what the heater looks like. I mean, I've just put it in there roughly so you can get an idea. There's a probe over there, which again, we're going to get some plants in here so you wouldn't even notice that. So again, thumbs up to Hygger. They've done a very good job. It looks like they listen to aquarists and do as they're told, basically. It's looking good. Okay, pros and cons. Well, even though I believe this is a very good investment, and it is, without a doubt, in my personal favourite now, and I'll be using this, so we'll see how we get on with that. That's actually quite warm still. The sucker didn't work, and there's extra cables involved, which is going to be a problem for some people. But I think you can hide these anywhere you like. There's no real reason why you can't. It's a shame this doesn't have, this should be more waterproof, and it should have, let's just, maybe a hook, a proper hook. This, for me, I don't see the point in this piece coming out when you can get it out. There you go. It doesn't actually do anything really. Okay, but anyway, I think everyone should have these. See, like, I left it for 10 minutes, it's still red hot, so 15-20 minutes to cool down. Okay, but you haven't got any of the usual things to fail, so if it fails it normally goes off, which is obviously more beneficial to cooking your fish. So price to performance, this thing is awesome. Okay, this warmed up my water really quickly, as you saw from the video footage. And the only annoying thing is a little sucker thing, which, you know, it could be solved really easy. So yeah, this is the only heater you really need, you know. But as I say, turn it off 15 minutes before you take it out. This one's hot, I can still feel it hot. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. God bless.